today we are going to see some advanced techniques that penetration testers actually use in the field. We are going to use Kali Linux as the attacker's machines and the Metasploitables 2 as the victim machines. And first thing to do is to verify whether we do have communication between the two machines. Let's get the IP address of our Metasploitable by typing ifconfig. Okay, and if you can see here, the IP address of my Metasploitable is 172.16.46.129. So now I'm going to just verify if I do have communication from my Kali. Let's ping my Metasploitable 2 machine. So 172.16.46.129. Okay, great. Now to terminate the command, just Control C. Okay, we do have a reply from our Metasploitable machine. Now let's start with our Nmap command. Okay, so we'll be using the first thing is to use the sign stealth scanning. Okay, and this is the Nmap's default scan method. Okay, when you run with root privileges. Okay, and there is why it is so important. Okay, let's start with sudo nmap -ss and our Metasploitable's IP address 172.16.46.129. Okay. Okay, Kali. Now, unlike the TCP connect scan that complete the full handshake, the sign scans send an RST, okay, after receiving the sign ACK in three-way handshake. So this makes them faster and stealthier. Okay, so now let's run a complete TCP connect. So the best type by typing nmap -s with T and with our IP address of Metasploitable, and if you can see, it is we got the same information, but usually the sign is faster because it doesn't establish full connection. Okay, now to get the service version detection. So let's when we do have a port is open and we know the port is open, is not enough. So we need to know what is running on that port. Okay, that's where service version detection comes in. So to do it is just to type nmap, okay, with -sv. Okay. So the -sv probes open ports to determine service name and version. Okay, let's wait for the result and see what we get. Okay, great. Now if you look at the port, let me check it here. Yeah, if you look at the port 21, okay, which is running the VSFTPD 2.3 2.4, okay, and this is a known backdoor. Okay, so now let's do some aggressive version detection. Okay, let's use nmap -sv and we are going to add --version, okay, with intensity. Let's have intensity 9 and with the same IP address. Okay, now with regard to the intensity, the version intensity goes from 0 to 9, and the higher numbers do more probes and are more accurate, but they are slower. So the default is level 5, and in our case here we used level 9 in our command. Okay, now if we want to have a light version detection, so we are going to use version light. Okay, without, let's say, version light -light with the same IP address. Okay, and so this is used for the quick scan. Okay. okay, so faster, but might miss some details. So to recap, for the intensity 0, okay, it's just get you banner grabbing, it is the fastest one. The intensity 2, it's light probing, it gives you by using version light. Intensity 5, default, which is a balanced one, and the intensity 9, it all probes, okay, but it is slower, but it is most accurate because it gives you any more information. Okay, now let's move on to version operating system detection, okay, or fingerprinting. Okay, so this is crucial because exploits are often operating system specific. Okay, in this case, okay, let's use the Nmap-O. Okay, with our metasploitable address, the -O. Okay, the -O for operating system detection. Okay, it needs root privileges. So if you look at the output, it correctly identifies metasploitable, okay, as a Linux, okay, with a version 2.6.9-2.6.33. Okay, so now if you want to have an aggressive operating system detection, okay, we are going to use the Nmap. Okay, let's start it with the sudo, okay, Nmap-O. So dash operating system scan, okay, dash guess, and we are using a fuzzy with our IP address. Okay, so now when Nmap isn't true, the the command that we have used, okay, which is the -O operating system scan guess, make its best guess. So fuzzy, okay, shows close matches to as well, okay, for the operating system. Okay, now with regard to the operating system detection, so what we are going to do, we are going to use to limit the try, so to save time, so we limit the operating system detection attempts with by using the sudo -nmap-o with maximum tries. Okay, let's have a look at how we are going to get, at what we get by typing this command. Okay, so we are going to put max, okay, operating system dash tries and into only one, okay, with our command. Sorry, there is here we have an extra space. Sorry, max operating system dash tries. Okay, okay, now let's do some multiple things at the same time. Okay, so we can run multiple commands when we can do that. Okay, so let's meet aggressive scanning. Okay, I'm going to use sudo nmap with -a and with my metasploitable tomb IP address 16.46.129. Okay, so the -a that I have used now here, okay, it enables operating system, version detection, script scanning, and trace route all in one go. Okay, so that's combination of all these options to get operating system detection, version detection, script scanning, and trace route. Okay, all in one command just by using -a. Okay, so if you can see here, I do have the trace route. It shows the trace route as well. Okay, now so in reality, what -a do is like we have run the command sudo, okay, nmap, okay, then we did -sv -o for operating system, okay, and -c, and with the trace route of 172.16.46 and 129. Okay, all these are replaced just by the -a. Okay, now let's go now to another side where we do the UDP scanning. Okay, because most scans or penetration testers will focus on TCP, but UDP service, okay, can be just as important. Okay, sorry, here I do have okay, sorry guys. Okay, so let's dash here, I forgot the -s. Okay, okay, as I was saying, most of the penetration testers, okay, will focus on TCP scanning, okay, but UDP services can be just as important, and often it is overlooked. So the basic UDP scan, okay, is to use okay, let's just finish this command. It takes time, so I will go to stop it. Okay, okay, because it takes time. So I'm going to use the sudo nmap, okay, with -su, okay, to specify that this is a UDP scanning. Okay, so -su for UDP scanning. Okay, UDP scans are slow because the UDP scan doesn't send acknowledgement. Okay, so now to see some target port, okay, on UDP scan, okay, we are going to use the -p, and we specify, okay, some known ports that are running on UDP protocols. I'm going, because it is the UDP scan is slow, so I'm just going to kill the session for that one. Okay, and let's use the port numbers now. So I said that we use because UDP scan is slow, so we target some common port. Okay, usually, so let's have a look here. -u -p, we target port 53 for DNS. Okay, 161 for SNMP. Sorry, 61. We target port 123 for NTP protocol, 137 for the NetBIOS protocol. Okay, so these are the most known targeted port. Okay, on using our UDP, our port. Okay, so you can see here we do find UDP is open, NetBIOS is open. Okay, 161 the SNMP is closed. Okay, and we do have the NTP is closed in our case. Okay, now let's try the UDP with version detection as well. Okay, so we are going to use nmap -su. Okay, and let's remove those port number, and sorry. Okay, -su -sv, which is for the version. Okay, let's specify version intensity as we did with our TCP protocol, and intensity 0 with the IP address. So here we combine UDP with version detection, and we use intensity 0 for UDP since it just grabs banner. Okay. So in best يعني in if you want to do a scenario, okay, for scanning, as I mentioned, for the DP is too slow, so I'm just going to stop it here. Okay, so what we do, we can do, let's simulate real penetration testing, okay, from discovery to the detailed scanning. So we are going to first thing to type to discover target network first thing. Okay, so here let's try to verify. Okay, we are going to use sudo nmap-sn, okay, to discover the network, and I'm going to use 172. Let me go back to my okay, so 172.16. I'm going to use the network, for instance, 0/24, okay, for the discovery, okay, on the target network. And then we are going to use a quick scan on target, okay. I'm going to use quick scan on target. If you can see here, I do have host app. This is my metasploitable IP address machines, okay. So we are going to now we use the nmap-s, and we try to do a quick port scan on target, okay. The -sn, we are with ss, okay, -ss, then top port, for instance, let's say top port 100 with intensity 4. So we start the top port, the top 100 ports, okay. Let's do now a full TCP scan with version. Oh, sorry, let me just write down 126 of previous now command. Okay, this is what we got. Okay, for the previous command, just make sure that to change it to type the IP address of your metasploitable. Now let's have a look at the full TCP port scan, okay, with version. So let's have nmap-ss. We do have our -ss-sv as well. ss-sv, okay, let's have -p with intensity -4 and with our IP address of metasploitable. So let me see what is wrong. -ss-sv-p. Sorry, okay, there is here. I have an extra space between. Let's have a look at going to -t4. Okay, here you have dash. Okay, t4. Sorry, let me just remove the -p to specify port number -t4. Okay. Now for the operating system also, we do an operating system as we did in previous one. We are going to use the sudo nmap-o as well. Okay, here greet, we have our as I mentioned, so it takes time. Okay, let's have do now last the phase of detecting the operating system with -o, okay, for the operating system. Now for a quick UDP scan, okay, we do for the port. Let's have a look at our previous commands where we use the port numbers. Okay, let me just type the port -nmap, so do nmap-su, okay, -p for port number, and we specify the port 53, 161, 1, for instance, 62, 123, okay, with intensity, with intensity T4, okay, against our IP address. So we have our we have only 53 UDP that is open. Okay. Now to save everything, so what we do, okay, we are going to run the Nmap. For instance, I want to run Nmap dash ss as well. Okay, dash sv with dash o dash p with intensity T4. Okay, now we put our output of the result into a file that will be named full, for instance, advanced. Okay, let's call it advanced scan. Okay, and okay. Sorry, here I do have still have dash p. Sorry, here dash p dash T4. Okay. So this workflow gives you maximum information, all open port, services, versions, and operating system. So everything you need for the next phase, which is the exploitation. Okay. So I will thank you very much for watching. If you found this practice useful, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me in this channel. Okay, it helps the channel to grow. Okay, so take care, stay curious, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.